Hello, everybody. For my community practice, I worked with Salem Baptist Church to help create a resource library for Doddridge and Harrison County areas for anybody that is in need. In this slideshow, I'll kind of go over what the resource library consisted of, how I designed it, and what an honor it was to work with Salem Baptist Church in the volunteer hours that I spent there, and how amazing it was to kind of learn as I grew. So let's kind of begin. So, for the resource library, as I spoke about, I worked with Salem Baptist Church to create a resource library that would be accessible at all times to whoever would need it without the need to speak to anyone or the feeling of guilt the feeling of guilt of needing these resources. As a case manager and as somebody who has been in the situation of needing resources in a small town such as Salem, it can be very worrisome of, I know these people, I know the people that I'm going to asking for help, and it's hard asking for help. So I understand the feeling of need of being feeling guilty. So I wanted to create a safe space where somebody could come up and have these resources and have an option to find these resources without that feeling and have a safe space of saying, I know that I can go there to help find these. So I worked with Salem Baptist Church. It is a small church within Salem, West Virginia. It has less than 100 parishioners. And we created this library together where we placed a small uh, mailbox type box outside of their front door where anyone inside or outside of church hours could walk up, grab a flyer that was designed specifically just for the church out of hours of research that I did, and find these resources along with information on the church in case they needed any help or just needed somebody to talk to in that moment. So going about on, what is the resource library? It is a packet of information to which a person could have easy access to. It is easy to read, filled with resources in the areas of Salem, Doddridge County, and Harrison County, considering that those are the two biggest areas around Salem, West Virginia, the Salem being the city, of course, and then Doddridge County and Harrison County being the two major counties around and where Salem is located. These resources flyers included food, necessities, clothing items, household appliances, even transportation helps that somebody could call or go to in a time of need. For the base of the resource library, I focused on these three areas just because I wanted it to be as simple and as easy as possible so that somebody that could walk up could grab the areas that are in need, saying, thinking, okay, in this moment, I need food. I am in need of that. So they could walk up to the mailbox, find the area, find the flyer for food, grab the flyer for food in Harrison County, go home, go over it with themselves and their family, and call and go where they need to go to get these resources. I then created the multiple flyers with information such as addresses, phone numbers, hours of operation, important notes, place inside of this mailbox that we put outside of the church for anyone to have access to. I wanted the resource library to be accessible inside and outside of church hours because I wanted Salem as a city to know that the church was reaching out to them as a community. Not just say, oh, come to us during our services. The church is reaching out to the community to say, we are here for you guys. So here is something that we know that the city needs. And the reason that I wanted to do this is because as a case manager, I have seen resources help so many people. I mean, I've seen them change lives. I've seen them help somebody in their lowest time from feeling guilty from asking to sharing the resources that help change their lives to the other people in their community. And the resource library had become something that I was so passionate about so very quickly in my hours that I worked with Salem Baptist Church. And I wanted to share their little motto right here on my slides where guests become friends and friends become family. Because I did feel like a guest in the beginning, but I soon became a friend and I soon became a family. As I have gone to Salem Baptist Church for many years, but I separated myself and now I am starting with this project to become very, very close once again with the community of Salem Baptist Church and starting to become more like family once again. And it is feeling very incredible. So going back to the resource library, I wanted to show you guys kind of what the resource library looks like. As I said, I try to keep it very simple, very easy to read for everybody, um, very easy to follow, given the information for the uh, resources that was given. On this slide, you can see the Salem Food Resources portion of the flyer. This is just one little portion of it that I created. I put down the Horizons Church Pantry, which is also located in Salem, West Virginia. It is a food pantry, and I listed their phone number, their address, and a picture of the church itself. I wanted to list pictures of either the church logo or the organization's logo or the organizations themselves so that people feel more open when going there. They feel more connected when going there. It's not just they only have the name, they have the actual understanding of they're going to a place to help, which I understand could be very overwhelming when people go to resources, especially for their first time, and they've never asked for help before. So again, I wanted it to be very open and very easily to understand and very easily to follow. And when designing this library, that's one thing that I tried to keep very simple and taking the steps I followed very cleanly. I first had to gain approval from the church council. I had to come to them. I had to place the my ideas in front of the church council and say, this is what I want to do. Is this something the church would be okay with? Is there any ideas? Is this something that you would reject? I am honored to say that the church accepted it and was very, very excited to have the resource library placed within their walls. Um, I worked very close with Pastor William Nicely, who helped approval for the chosen resources in the flyers. The amazing deacon and the trustees at the church helped approval for the mailbox design and the placements. They are the ones that suggested the placements outside of the front door instead of the back parking lot where everybody parks. They suggested the front door as it is facing Main Street where everybody walks past the beautiful front doors of the church and the mailbox design that says please take one that they are going to put up for me. And then, of course, the grand opening of the resource library that they are going to be hosting and everything, and my continuation of work with the church that will be continuing as it will never be ending. I will continue to be volunteering for the church. I will continue to work with the church and growing the resource library. You can see over here on the left a little flyer that we're most likely going to be handing out at different Salem community events to promote the resource library. We're also going to be putting it up in different areas of Salem, such as like the grocery stores, the actual library, to kind of promote the resource library in case anybody is in need of resources or interested in coming to the services of Salem Baptist Church and to grow the community and connect to the community more. Um, so the resource library is ever changing. It is something that I plan to continue to work on even after this project is complete. It has grown very close to my heart, and it is something that I'm getting very passionate about with with this church. They have accepted me into their family, into, you know, the whole welcoming committee, and I'm very honored that it has become a project outside of my school and outside of my work. It has allowed me to become a part of the church community and even allowed me to find more resources that I didn't even know was out there. It has continued to grow and change as new resources will come about it, and it will always be ever changing, even if I pass the library on to somebody else to take care of. As a summary, I just wanted to go over that the resource library is there for anybody who needs it at all times. The list will always continue to grow and change and update along with the church and the city of Salem. And it was an honor and a privilege to work with Salem Baptist Church. Over there off to the right, you'll see the pastor, William Nicely. He was an absolutely amazing man to work with. He is a great pastor, and again, I wouldn't, you know, it was an amazing chance to work with, amazing volunteer hours. And the resource library, I hope, will give anybody a chance to be able to have, the resources that they need and continue to grow. Thank you.